Hi, this is Mark News from Plant Talk Radio. Thanks for subscribing and listening to our podcast, Your Gardening Questions from Plant Talk Radio. If you have a gardening question you'd like our host Fred Howard to answer, send him an email. The email address is fred@planttalkradio.com. Now for today's question.
I had a question about tulip trees. I have a failing crimson maple in my yard, and I was wondering if a tulip tree would be okay to put in the yard.
Okay, Eric, let me ask you: every once in a while, magnolias are called tulip trees. Are you talking about the regular bona fide actual tulip tree?
Yes.
Okay, then I will tell you that as long as your yard can, well, let's just say, have enough size to allow for a big tree, because tulip trees, well, an old one in the woods can hit 80, 90 feet in height and considerable width and so on. For a yard situation, probably not that big. But as long as you accept it as a big tree, they're perfectly fine.
Okay, I just don't see many around my area in Northwest Ohio, and that's why I was wondering how far away. I hear they can get maybe 40 feet in the canopy.
Oh, yeah.
Is that a good rule of thumb?
Yes, and I would say 40 feet is a mid-aged tree. Now, by the time it becomes more than 40, it's going to be way up over the house and et cetera. I would definitely stay at least 20 feet, if not 25 feet, from a structure.
Okay.
Just to allow, because all things being equal and beneficial, tulip trees become quite large, and you don't want it to get way overgrown by being too close. I don't know that there's I've never known a tulip tree to cause a foundation problem, but any big tree, big roots, depending on how dry it is near the basement wall and so on, could conceivably be a problem. So 20 feet minimum, 25 and or more for that matter.
Okay, thank you.
One other thing. They will occasionally get some insects, not to the detriment of the tree so much, but be careful or having somebody do it. Be careful in spraying that tree. I unfortunately knocked the foliage off of a great big one time. I rushed out on demand, so to speak, sprayed for aphids on a tulip tree, and it defoliated the next day. Now, it didn't hurt the tree, but it sure hurt my pride, and it taught me a big lesson. They're just a little sensitive, as most plants are, to spraying in the middle of a hot day and so on. So be cautious there, and otherwise, go for it.
Hey, thanks again for listening to our podcast. Be sure to subscribe to our other podcasts as well, the Plant of the Week podcast and the Plant Talk Radio podcast, all on iTunes or your favorite podcast player. If you'd like to sponsor a daily podcast, contact us at fred@planttalkradio.com. To find out more about Fred Howard and Plant Talk Radio, visit our website, planttalkradio.com.
Circle270media.com